Are you hungry for the latest news and trends from the internet? Welcome to What's Cooking on the Internet, your one-stop shop for discovering the hottest digital delights. Hit that subscribe button and let's get cooking.
Can a powerful leader also be a victim? Let's dive into the comments and share your thoughts. A new study shines a light on a sneaky tactic used by far-right figures to justify violence and oppression. Researcher Kathryn Higgins of Goldsmiths, University of London, has coined the term victimcould to describe how these leaders shift attention away from real injustices and toward hypothetical futures. Higgins uses Donald Trump's rise to power as a prime example of how this strategy works. Trump has managed to turn his own scandals and controversies into proof of his victimhood. But this isn't your run-of-the-mill victimhood. It's more like a perpetual state of being on the brink of harm. Trump positions himself as a target of state overreach and moral persecution, even when there's no real evidence to back it up. Victimcould is a clever move that allows far-right figures to appear vulnerable while pushing policies that harm marginalized groups. It's a way of sidestepping present realities and relying on speculative storytelling to shape politics today. Higgins believes that a critical gap in research remains around how far-right actors create hypothetical futures that feel all too real. To illustrate this point, Higgins looks at a viral moment in American media culture: the spread of AI-generated images depicting Trump's hypothetical arrest. These images, created and shared online in March 2023, showed a dramatic scene of Trump being tackled and handcuffed by police officers. Although clearly labeled as fake and satirical, the images gained massive attention and became a flashpoint in the battle over Trump's public image. For people who opposed Trump, the images offered a kind of emotional release, a fantasy that he might finally be held accountable for his actions. But for his supporters, the same images were seen as a warning, a glimpse of what a politically motivated government could do to someone who challenges the system. Trump himself leaned into this interpretation, sharing another AI image that showed him kneeling in prayer, styled to make him look like a martyr. Higgins argues that these images, and the public conversation around them, are clear examples of what she calls victimcould. This term describes how imagined future harms, things that haven't happened but could, are used to build emotionally powerful stories in the present. These stories allow political figures like Trump to present themselves as victims, even when they haven't actually been harmed. This strategy affects how power is understood and represented. Higgins points out that in the U.S., the criminal justice system has long disproportionately punished people who are poor or belong to racial minority groups, while offering protection and leniency to wealthy, white men. When Trump and his supporters claim he is being victimized by the legal system, they flip this reality on its head. Higgins argues that this amounts to a larger cultural reversal. Myths that actually cause harm are presented as necessary for safety. People in positions of great power are portrayed as under attack. Privileged individuals are painted as the ones who are suffering. Far-right policies, such as harsh immigration rules, anti-trans laws, or cuts to public services, are framed not as acts of control or exclusion, but as necessary responses to looming threats. Higgins emphasizes that victimcould thrives in a media ecosystem flooded with emotionally charged content and speculative storytelling. Generative AI, deepfakes, and viral social media posts all provide new tools for dramatizing imaginary futures. But the deeper issue, she says, is not the technology itself, it's the cultural willingness to treat possibility as reality when it serves a political agenda. This imaginative strategy also bypasses traditional fact-checking or debate. When narratives are based on what could happen, they are harder to challenge with evidence. This is part of their power. Victimcould evades scrutiny by moving the stakes of the argument into an always pending future. As Higgins acknowledges, there are important limitations to her argument. Her analysis focuses on symbolic and cultural representations, not on empirical studies of public opinion or media effects. The paper is also primarily theoretical, with Trump's case serving as an illustrative rather than exhaustive example. Future research could explore how victimcould functions in other far-right movements, or how different audiences interpret and respond to these types of narratives. The study, From Victimhood to Victimcould: Hypothetical Injury and the Criminalization of Donald Trump, was published in the European Journal of Cultural Studies on July 2, 2025.